Hi, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your November 11th, 11/11 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. How will Scorpio be affected by November 11th, 2021? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Move these so you guys can see better. Okay. So at the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have the Emperor, which is Aries energy at our root. So if we have Aries within our natal chart or Aries within our lives, that's going to come through very powerfully at our root. There's going to be an effect that it has with us and the decisions that we make. Then we have the world. It's almost as if we start to claim who it is that we are, and the world starts to open to us. Like, we start to be able to move forward in a way and in a direction we didn't think was a possibility for us. We could see it for others, but it's like, oh no, it's not for me. I'm too, shy, or I'm too, old, or I'm too, not enough, whatever it is that we're going to say to ourselves. But we usually, focus around age so much. And this is a time where life is different. Life is different. And we can break down barriers in a way that wasn't available before. And people are breaking down barriers left and right. And so it's time to claim our strength as we claim our voice. Because what did Gloria Steinem say about women? And it's also true for men too. But when she was talking about women, and she said, everybody stops listening once you turn 30. Because you're no longer beautiful, right? Or so desirable. And she said that's the time where you become interesting. And so we have to take those notions of I'm not, by this certain expiration date, we're not milk, we don't get thrown away. And so here we start to claim what it is that we want in our lives and go after it as we are claiming our voice. That just is coming through so powerfully here. It's like, don't negate yourself in any way, shape, or form. No matter where you are on your journey, don't negate yourself. We have the Six of Cups, and we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It's amplifying this Aries energy here. It's bringing it that feminine touch, which is what Spirit was talking about before, as going to that little spiel about not being worthless. But we're also having a lot from our past come up. Childhood is coming up a lot here. We then have the Four of Cups, which makes perfect sense because we're not going to be aware of everything that is awakening within us. This is a time with 11/11 that, gifts are coming our way that we might not even be ready for, but they're coming to us. And Spirit is saying here, embrace them with open arms. And that's what we have here with the 10 of Cups. We have that open-armed sense of, this is what I love, this is what I accept, this is what I want within my life. The 10 of Cups is, and they all live happily ever after. The thing is that we think happily ever after looks a certain way. We have this certain idea of what happily ever after is supposed to be. And yet it's what makes us happy. It doesn't have to be the white picket fence and the kids and the partner and the this and the that. It has to be what makes us happy. We can pick and choose. Again, the world is different. We get to choose for ourselves what we really want within our lives, if we have that luxury. And some of us, I do know, don't have that luxury. But here, it's saying to us, what does your heart desire? Where is it that we want to be? And the 10 of Cups is also very much that statement of, in the old Nordic saying, it's better to be king of a cottage than servant to a castle. And that is going to be very much this time. It's very much to be king of who we are within our lives, which is funny because our next card is the King of Cups, which is what we are. We are water sign energy. We're represented by the cups in the minor arcana, by a death card in the major arcana, Scorpio, and we're going to find that we are embracing being the king of our world, being the queen of our world, and also being the student of our prosperity with the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And here with the Page of Pentacles, we're embracing our prosperity, our wealth, our abundance, and we're also becoming students of the way to open doors and the way to go after what it is that we truly want within our lives. We have the Knight of Swords, which is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and we have the Page of Swords, again, air sign energy. It's leading us very much towards this first quarter moon, which is in Aquarius. It's going to have an effect on us, but we're also in the public arena warriors and students of what we want in the way that we're moving forward, and also students of our voice and our mind and what we desire. Now let's see our chakra energy. Not our chakra energy, our energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. So it's two right here. That's funny. It's the death card, which is us, Scorpio. We have to be mindful during this time of getting in our own way. And it's Aquarius energy, which is the energy of this moon, which is very much going to be a powerful influence on us during this time. What we're being told to be mindful of is be mindful of secrets, okay, from others, and also secrets that we've kept from ourselves, things that we've, kind of swept under the rug and said, you know what, I'm not looking at that. I'm going to focus on this. But also our dreams are coming forward during this time. They're the dreams that we have deep down within ourselves. They're the dreams that we are connecting with, soul and spirit and body. And when those dreams come forward, they're terrifying. They're terrifying because they're everything we ever wished for. And what if we mess it up? What if it goes away? How do I live after my dream has been destroyed? Sometimes you can think, and sometimes I do think, that it's better to never have our dream than to watch our dream crumble away, because the aftermath of that is so intensely powerful and hurtful. But this is going to be a time where, if we let it, it can be extraordinary. And if we focus on our dreams but not make dreams our master, right? Like the Kipling poem, If we can focus on our dreams and move forward within them, even if we are terrified of it and not get in our way of accepting it, well, then the world can open up in a very different and very powerful way. It moves us to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. And we have two here also. We have the root chakra and the earth star chakra. The root chakra is family. It's connecting with the family we were born into, the family that raised us, the family that we've chosen, whatever it is that our family is, however unconventional or interestingly that family came about. It's connecting with that love and that acceptance. And then we have the earth star chakra, located 6 inches below our feet. And it's saying here, what are we rooted in? It's interesting that we have the root chakra coming, and the earth star chakra says, plant your roots deep. Plant your roots deep and be nourished by the soil. Be nourished by the inspiration. Be nourished by what you desire within your life. And so here, Scorpio, we're being asked, what do we desire? What do we want? What do we need? Where are our dreams? Where are our hopes? And are we feeding them correctly? Are we nourishing our body the way it needs to be nourished? Or are we not? So it's kind of like planting a plant in soil that it's just not made for. It's kind of like cactus soil. It's the one soil that I know is quite specific. And then taking that cactus out of that cactus soil and planting it, in this lush, beautiful, moist, deep, dark soil that could be in your backyard, but it's not right for the cactus, so it won't thrive. This is going to be a time where we need to let ourselves thrive in the environment that we need to thrive in. Now, again, the first quarter moon is on 11/11. And the first quarter moon in Aquarius brings love and our dreams to the table. It's no longer being able to hide away from what it is that we truly desire, and yet what we truly desire can be very overwhelming for us. We live in the world between the earthly plane and the spiritual plane, Scorpio. We walk that divide. That's why we're represented by the death card. We walk that divide quite beautifully. And it can be that people don't understand us. And it can be that we don't feel like sharing everything with everyone because, again, they don't understand. And they can feel like secrets, but they're not secrets. It's knowledge being had and held and gaining an understanding. And on 11/11, this is a powerful number combination. It's a master number. It connects us with our angels. But it's also historically a time of truce, a time of an ending of horror. On November 11th, on the 11th hour, Paris time, the armistice was signed. The end of World War I came forward. And it was called the Great War because it was the most devastating thing people had seen up until that time. Death on a scale that couldn't be imagined before, and yet would be seen again. And so here we have this day of remembrance, right? Especially within the Commonwealth, 1 minute of silence is held on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month to remember when we truly saw horror, to remember so much of what was lost. And that's kind of the psychic memory of this time that comes forward, is this sense of intensity, and of the sense of sacrifice and hurt and pain and seeing and understanding. And so that comes forward with us. Now, angelically, 11/11 is telling us that our angels are connecting with us, and pay attention because they're sending us messages. In our surroundings, in our emotions, in our waking world, in our dreams, messages are coming. If we are star seeds, then 11/11 appears as we are awakening to our spiritual purpose and our mission here on earth. What are we supposed to be connecting with? 11/11 is also representative of the spiraling twin strands of our DNA coming into consciousness. Now, spiritually, 11/11 has us reflecting on why we're here and where we're going. It's a time of doorways opening. It's a time of spiritual awakening and our spirit guides taking our hands. It's also a time of calling us to wake up. Wake up and pay attention to our deeper self, to our inner self, which is actually going to be something that we find very challenging to do. And that is why at our root we have the Emperor. Claim that throne. Claim the voice. Claim the power within us to see ourselves forward. And that, again, is going to be something that's trying and difficult. Not to be led, but to lead. And it doesn't have to be to lead anybody else, but it's to live so authentically that people say, wow, they stood out. Even if you were trying to blend in. To embrace the Emperor, to embrace our power and our determination and our seeing and our knowing and our understanding. And it brings us, as we embrace this power, to the world opening in a way that we didn't get before. To the world opening to us as we claim our power, and us being able to see ourselves walking forward, not in fear, not in doubt, not in a, oh my gosh, everything's going to fall apart, but in a, I've weathered storms. I've had terrible times within my life, and I'm still standing. The world opens, and I get to move forward into this world. And not apologize for my existence, not hide away anymore. And it brings us to our Six of Cups, because for some reason we're going to be astoundingly nostalgic. Things from the past are going to be coming forward, and they can knock us completely off our game. The Six of Cups comes in, and the Six of Cups can be the beautiful times from the past and just wanting to go and revisit times that were easy and carefree and fun. But there are also the times of our past that hurt us and scarred us and left us doubting and fearing that we could move forward. And yet we're holding on to this for some reason. And with the Queen of Wands, it's like, no more. This is a new dawn. This is a new day. These are secrets being revealed and passion coming forward and things that we had overlooked. Now saying, oh no, but I'm here. I'm here and I will stay with you. I'm opening up this door and it's time to embrace it. Scorpio, for us, this is a sense of I don't need to be center stage. I don't need all the eyes of the world on me. Because we tend to think of success in these big, huge, arcing, overwhelming ways of being. And yet success can be doing our jobs well, taking care of our families, upholding our responsibilities. And it doesn't matter if we're a family of 8 or if it's a family of us and our dogs. It doesn't matter how we embrace this world and how we find our little nook of understanding within this world. It's embracing it. I was listening to Mel Robbins, and she said we visualize wrong. And I thought, how interesting. Why? And she said we visualize the big things. We visualize the success and the joys of completing the race or, getting that house or starting that business. But what we don't visualize is the fear and the disappointment and the hardship and the hurt and the pain along the way. We don't visualize having to work 2 jobs to start up this career that we want, to be self-employed. We don't visualize the pain of learning how to run a marathon, right? The blisters that we'll get in our iPods dying on us and, the music going away and just being left in our pain as we run. We don't visualize the hardship. We visualize the success. And so when the hardship comes and the idea of our dreams come forward and we're terrified of it and we're overwhelmed by it, we hold off, we step back and say, maybe another day. Today is a time to embrace the fire and the passion and the intensity of who we are and where we want to be. And it's today, not tomorrow. It's today. And it moves us to things coming forward during this time emotionally that we don't expect to come forward. And it can be, even as they come forward, we're not seeing them as gifts. We're seeing this as like a burden. It's like, oh my gosh, seriously, one more thing that I have to deal with. But down the road a piece, as we look at things, it's like this was a tipping point. This was a time when things changed. And it's because our angels and our spirit guides are so connected with us during this time. And we have to start to look at what it is that we love and want. What it is that we want to celebrate within our lives. Not what other people expect us to celebrate. This is embracing our hearts and our souls and our passion and our insight. This is falling in love with our existence, and it's having us be a king as we do so. Remember, it's better to be king of a cottage than servant in a castle. That's so hard to understand because we're always told bigger is better. We want the fancy house on the top of the hill with the, cars that are amazing. And what Spirit's saying here is we need to be able to be contented and at peace with our lives, with the way that we're moving forward, and align our lives towards peace, towards love. Because the King of Cups knows one thing for certain, and I think it's one of the wisest things to ever know, is that I live my life for me. I can't change anybody's mind. I can try to influence, right? We can be there for people and support them and love them, but they will still be on their journey. I mean, it takes forever for me to get my nephew to eat, and he's 2. He's in this phase where he just doesn't want to. If it's cookies or ice cream, sure, he'll eat everything. If it's not, he won't. If you can't make a 2-year-old do what you want them to do, who the heck can you boss around? Who the heck can you have do what's right for them? We can't. And so here, as we embrace our hearts and as we embrace ourselves, we embrace the way that we get to move forward in our lives, what we love and what we need. And to walk that path, even though emotions might be raging around us, even though it might feel so very overwhelming, and it moves us to being students of our prosperity, being students of the seeds that we need to plant and the blessings that are a part of us, and being able to embrace not knowing everything, being able to embrace a new adventure, being able to embrace planting these seeds and seeing what we desire and seeing how we're moving forward. It moves us to the Knight of Swords. It moves us to wanting to be spontaneous, wanting to just go after it, but knowing that we have to step back and cut through the hurts and the pains that we carry, cut through the doubts and the fears that we have, and not act out of rashness or out of anger, but act in the best interest of who we are and where we want to be. As we cut through negativity, as we awaken a part of ourselves that has been sleeping for so long, that didn't know it gets to have a voice. And then we become students of that voice, of that passion, of that power, of these insights, of these ideas. We cut through so much, and we stand in the power of who we are. We are students during this time, during 11/11, and that student quality, that learning quality, is not a bad thing. It is a thing that empowers us and emboldens us and has us cutting through the strings and the cobwebs and the hurts and the pains and the past and the present that has held us in place and kept us from moving forward the way that we want to live, the way that we really desire within our lives. It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and it's the Queen of Swords. It's being mindful of the negative words and the hurtful statements from others. It's taking things in and thinking, oh, I have to hear this. It's the truth. That's why they're being so tough. And yet Spirit's also saying, are they just not being mean? Sometimes, yes, things we do have to hear. And we do have to own our actions and, everything like that, of course. But some people in our lives are just there to be toxic. And we have to identify that and understand it. Our subconscious chakra energy is inner strength. This is our solar plexus chakra. We're awakening. A part of us is awakening. And we're going to see our strength moving us forward. We're coming out of a stasis. We're coming out of our shell. We're embracing ourselves. Excuse me. It moves us to our subconscious rooted message, which is temperance, balance. There's strength that looks like strength. The big bodybuilder strength, the, strength that we can see. And then there's the strength that doesn't look like strength. It's the little tiny mouse that is actually astoundingly strong and astoundingly agile and, And so here we're seeing strength come forward. We're seeing a balancing of strength in the saber-toothed tiger and in the mouse. And we're balancing that strength within us. We're finding the temperance, we're finding the harmony, we're finding the greater understanding of where we're headed and the balance for our hearts and our souls to where we want to be. It moves us to our subconscious inner self, and that's the Five of Swords. We're going to be facing something that we just don't want to face. We faced it before, and maybe we didn't come out of the situation as well as we would want to, but we're going to be facing it again. And it becomes intense and it can be overwhelming. And what Spirit is saying here is don't lose sight of what you want, of where you're going. Don't sell yourself short because other people don't see your blessings. Whenever I see this card, sometimes Spirit gives me an old job that I had. And this one situation where I was in the break room in the back, and my boss, we had gotten a new boss, and we were talking. And I had said something about college. And she looked at me. She said, I never went to college, and yet you're working for me. And you aren't at the place that I am. And it was so dismissive. It was so hurtful. It was said so scornfully. And I just thought, rude. I thought other words too. But I thought, this isn't the end of my journey. And this is the end of yours. Why are you judging me? And why am I letting you? And that's something that we have to say for ourselves. It's kind of like looking at the things that are piling on. And it's like, why am I letting you make me feel like crap? Excuse my language, but seriously. It moves us to our subconscious emotional self. And it's the Three of Swords. It's looking at the hurts and the pains and the disappointments and the traumas and the dramas and knowing that we carry these scars. But it's not having them be open wounds anymore. It's naming them. It's seeing them. It's knowing that we'll be surprised at things that trigger these scars, that trigger this hurt and this pain. But also knowing that we're moving forward towards something greater than we imagined. And it brings us then to our subconscious public arena self. And it's the Queen of Cups. It's us. It's playfulness and kindness and joy and being present in the moment. It's showing up and embracing with our heart and our souls who we are and our journey forward. All right. And it's this soulmate connection. Not fully because they're not of the same deck, but knowing that we're headed towards something that connects with our souls so beautifully that we start to feel like 11/11. Like we stand tall within ourselves, the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine, standing tall within their presence within our lives, moving us forward, embracing and guiding us. All right, Scorpio. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and the beauty of 1111. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Scorpio, and may you have a blessed 1111.